If you're like me, then you probably hate it when people accuse you of arguing semantics, despite the fact that you will accuse others of arguing semantics, but I don't think that's hypocritical of us. If we're implying that arguing semantics is an informal fallacy, then by definition, informal fallacies depend on context. There are contexts where it is okay and situations where it is not. And more often than not, it's okay to argue semantics. Because quite controversially, arguments by their very nature are linguistic. When you take your grandfather's axe, replace the handle, and replace the head and ask if it's still the same axe, that's a question that's only ambiguous because of the language surrounding it. If you ask if it's the axe made of the original parts, then the answer is no. If you ask if it's the axe you've been using and you've been using it through each stage of the repair, then obviously the answer is yes. But even if you don't accept that philosophy is just a critique of language and you believe that there's an answer to the original question, is this my grandfather's axe? It's still the case that you're trying to find the concept that pairs to the words you're saying. Language is still a barrier to the argument. That's why it's important. If you're using a word incorrectly, then I have no idea what you're saying and I have no idea what your conclusion is. So that is relevant to the argument, which then gives us that arguing semantics is a fallacy when it is irrelevant to the argument. You correct word usage that doesn't actually change the conclusion of the argument.